Welcome to the news. So stay to the end to find out how we get there. So today we're just talking about briefly how to become a business broker that is just sort of a business broker because you're trying to sell a business after all, but you're trying to also invent the business at the same time by developing roll-ups. Roll-ups means you just try to bring together a bunch of businesses that have a corresponding title and theme and essence to be able to just try to bring them to make more productivity together, taking many different separate businesses and adding them together to be able to make a new process, a new flow, to be able to then sell them for more money at the end because they work together, they create a bigger machine, and so they sell for more money at the end. And so simply stated, the idea today is to be able to use artificial intelligence to be able to make new intellectual property to basically do both, develop the branding and the functionality at the same time, analyze businesses that are out there all over the world, and look to be able to make roll-ups, basically connect roll-ups, connect existing businesses, develop roll-ups, and then that makes you the business broker because in essence your idea is to be able to develop this, develop a game plan, develop the structure that financially and intellectual property-wise makes sense. You're trying to develop a branding, like Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, like a chipmunks brand, like a new cartoon show that in essence makes sense for the branding to combine the essence of the functionality of a different characterization of different business energies and dynamics of businesses that are already for sale to sort of bring them together in a new brand by leveraging intellectual property and having artificial intelligence to be able to write the intellectual property and make sense of the intellectual property, telling the story in a characterized format and developing intellectual property like a sitcom, like unique ways to try to bring about commercialization for these companies to be able to work together and develop the sauce, the ingredients, the recipe, and at the same time the way that the connection of all of the various pieces are engineered together and sort of meaning the flow of the process of the engineering of the plumbing between all of the different businesses and the way that they flow together, and having the heavy engineering or the primary engineering of the flow of the roll-up connection based on the market data and all of the given data connections into the AI, in having all the data from all the different aspects that are unique to the specific businesses to be able to create a new functionality, a new visualization from the engineering flow from all the businesses to be able to crank out an idea of messaging, of data messaging into the AI and developing a new picture, a new depiction of why and how and what causes the roll-ups to be able to connect with each other and how the businesses flow together and connect with each other in unique ways to develop a unique picture. And that unique picture is what speaks to the logo, the brand, the new energy, the new synergy of all these energies to come together to be able to present a new depiction of a new brand through our intellectual property, meaning a new story that corresponds to the branding, that corresponds to like Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, like something like a cartoon show that in essence speaks to the essence of the core of the purpose of the new connection of all these brands to be able to make a higher price, to be able to exit, to be able to sell at a higher price and make you the business broker for in essence brokering the connection of all of these different the plumbing works of energy and of energy flow to sell for more because the machine becomes bigger and the plumbing from these past businesses becomes plumbing into a larger circuitry of a brand that corresponds to the essence of the intellectual property that ties it all together in the greater brand that relates to and ties to and connects to IP, intellectual property. That's just a story. It's a fun story. It's a fun IP that brings people together, that brings an audience together, that brings the essence of the market demand in the core foundation of the film industry, connecting the stories like in the film industry to the niche audiences that would be the best people that this new business and this new business energy that's connected by this new plumbing would serve. And this energy, the foundational energy within the business is catered directly to the market of the synergy of the audience that would be consuming this business specifically as well. So the alignment between the energy and the functionality, I mean the function of the new business, of the new business plumbing, and the function of what the new function serves, as well as the audience align fundamentally in terms of like also the media that they consume and that they like to consume, and sort of the media and the function align basically and so using intellectual property, making also the artificial intelligence make the media at the same time, as well as make the plumbing for how the businesses and the circuitry of the past businesses exist and go together, is a way to make yourself a business broker. Make yourself a business broker by making intellectual property, making interesting just little ways to brand the new business, meaning just using AI to write the new intellectual property, similar to Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, the Chipmunks TV show. That's just an example of any intellectual property, but it's just to make it fun and interesting, and then therefore the undertones of what the Chipmunks would be doing would be corresponding to the new business and the synergy of the new business and the functionality. So it's just surreptitiously a commercial, and at the same time speaking directly to the audiences that relate to the new business energy, synergy, whatever, and trying to bring in this new audience. And then therefore, once this is just connected, then it can hopefully be sold. As a business broker, you've got the means to drive it forward and then be able to make a sale, because it makes sense on a branding, marketing scale, and at the functionality, because the engineering has been done by AI, which is probably a lot harder than making a story, for sure. So that's all for now. Make yourself a business broker by making roll-ups and making a higher price for the businesses that were already for sale at a higher price when they're all connected together to sell and reap the top end profits from the above average price from it being a roll-up as opposed to individual businesses for sale. And make yourself a business broker using our intellectual property in the meantime as the medium to get the transition and the sale done. And that's all for now. Thanks again, Dinky Tech, Change for Games, Dinky Tech and Change for Games Studios. Bye, peace, bye. Dinky T, Change for Games, Bye, peace, bye. And let's all remember to push for world peace every single day. Let's all remember to push for world peace every single day. Let's push for world peace every single day. And also, let's remember to try to clear the animal shelters. Let's clear all the animal shelters in the world. Let's clear all the animal shelters in the world, because we can foster all the shelter animals. We can adopt all the shelter animals in the world. We can rescue all the shelter animals in the world. And we can also hire the shelter animals as healers. We can also hire the shelter animals as healers all throughout the world, so that they don't have to be mistreated in animal shelters. And we can clear the animal shelters, and we can hire the shelter animals as healers throughout our communities. Hire the shelter animals as healers throughout our communities, because they also work for free, and they could use better purpose and use better jobs and be able to add value and be therapeutic energy for humans and humanity, to help us be more harmonious as humans and among humanity for all the animals in the world. To clear all the animal shelters, to try to get them to transition their energy in terms of therapeutic energy to all humans, so we can clear the animal shelters to add value to humanity in terms of harmony, if possible. And let's push for world peace every single day and clear the animal shelters every day. That's all for now. Thanks again, Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios. Bye. Peace. Bye.